I am open, I am free, and my life is breathing me as I surrender to the will of the divine. No more stories of the past, I am shedding skins at last, and I realize I'm already in heaven. The moment I stop running from the demons in my head, and instead I choose to love them. When saying yes to life, both shadow and light, my suffering is done and I come alive. I am born and I will die, by each breath a final sigh. It doesn't matter where I go, I cannot hide. But when I find my sense of peace, I can walk through hell with ease. I might fall 1,000 times, but I shall rise. And the moment I stop running from the demons in my head, and instead I choose to love them. When saying yes to life, both shadow and light, my suffering is done and I come alive. I want to feel it all. I wear my heart on my sleeve, saying, here I am, can you see me? Oh, I am beautiful and fucked up in the most glorious way. When standing in my truth, who cares what people say? 'Cause the moment we stop running from the demons in our heads, and instead we choose to love them. When saying yes to life, both shadow and light, oh, our suffering is done and we come alive. Oh, the moment we stop running from the demons in our heads, and instead we choose to love them. When saying yes to life, oh, shadow and light, oh, our suffering is done and we come alive. Oh, the moment we stop running from the demons in our heads, and instead we choose to love them. Oh, and saying yes to life, both shadow and light, our suffering is done and we come alive.
Good morning. It's Moon Day. Please take a nice deep breath. Take in that beautiful Fia song called Shedding Skins. I think it's a wonderful way to open up the show today to talk about, right, when loving our demons, loving all parts of ourselves. Shedding skins is also something that's very resonant with people right now, as they feel that they are having to shed their identities, things that they always knew they believed in and attached their identities to, are starting to break down. So that is Fia, F-I-A, Fia. She is a conscious music creator. Her music is wonderful for reprogramming yourselves and self-love. It's a very nourishing type of music. And that one was called Shedding Skins from her album Made of Stars. Beautiful song, right? I am beautiful and fucked up in the most glorious way. When standing in my truth, who cares what people say? So today I wanted to talk, I didn't have a ton of time to prepare for the show this weekend, or actually I would say I had lots of time, but I did not have the energy. I spent most of the weekend taking a lot of long naps. I was feeling pretty sleepy. So And there's a lot of things shifting in my field right now. So taking some time to slow down and just be. I don't know if you guys saw my post last week, but I found a little praying mantis on my front door. It was signaling the opportunity for me to just be in stillness and prayer, right? Giving myself some time to gestate some new ideas. So for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Elle Abbott from Las Vegas, Nevada. And I am, I would say, like spiritual photographer. Well, I'm definitely a special, have my own niche in photography, and it's really about capturing your heart and soul, capturing the romance of who you are. I focus on boudoir and women's portraiture. And I'm excited about this summer because basically because of COVID, right? I've had to change my business like many other people. And I want to create something that I've been wanting to create for a while, or packages that really resonate with me, that are going to be more affordable, more accessible for people to be able to work with me. And oh, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I'm doing a show. I got people over at the house, and it just is what it is. So, so anyway, before I get into news and stories and such, I do want to start, like I always do, with the my dog saying hi to the guests, with the angel messages for the week. And why am I starting out with these? Like, these messages that I'm receiving from these books that I've been talking about. We actually interviewed Dror Ashua. That video is really popular. Many people who have been checking it out are loving it. It just really breaks down what these books do, right? And again, it's something that we can take in on a different level to nourish ourselves with love and wisdom. And I had a bad weekend. I had a really bad weekend. I think that's probably why I was sleeping a lot, right? I had some things and stuff happen that had disrupted my peace. And I wanted to find some clarity around it. You know, it wasn't anything that I did or you know, I wasn't aware of why this person and this place removed themselves from me, right? Have you ever had that happen? You don't really know what's going on. So instead of creating drama, right, I just created space to, for myself to process everything, right, in my own way. And I came to the angel books. I laid them all out like I always do and just waited for one to call me. That would be the theme for this week. And I'm excited about the theme for this week. It is called Drinking Nectar. The overall theme, which I'm going to share with you straight from the angel books, right? But what it really means is for those who are living a life, I guess, on any kind of ascension path, right? Or path of consciousness or spirituality, right? And you see yourself as somewhat a servant of the light or a servant of God in a way, like it's important to you and you lead with that energy. You also know that when you turn yourself from a 2 or 3 dimensional being into a multi-dimensional being, you also have a lot of magic in your life, right? A lot of magic, a lot of love. Your finances change, your abundance change, your physiology changes when you really get in alignment with yourself. And what drinking nectar means, right, is like it can be a lot like just drinking nectar. It's a beautiful life. It's a great life to be this spiritually enlightened person, right? And so some of us get really comfortable with that, and we like that. So here's what the angels have to say. And then I'm just going to give you kind of an overall, and then I'll end it with another piece. But we're going to talk about this all week. It's going to be posted in the Conversation with Angels page. So if you haven't liked that page, you can like it. And I'm always sharing those on my pages as well. Thank you again, Freedom Revolution Network, for this opportunity to speak on here. By the way, I'm one who's sharing an awful lot of news on Freedom Revolution Network rather than my own page, just because I do end up like really pissing people off. And I'm not trying to piss people off on Facebook right now. I'm really not trying to do that. But it's happening because I have some very, very, very strong opinions. And this is a super polarized, very dense experience that we're all going through right now with the virus. So I want more honey on my page, right, than spice at this point. So I'm working on that. If I haven't gotten back to your comments, guys, I'm getting hundreds of comments. So I have my Instagram page, and I get a lot of comments and stuff on there. I would just be on my phone 24/7 all the time if I was responding to people. So I do the best holding my own out there. I don't need your approval for my credibility because I stand in my own sovereignty. And we're going to talk about what the fuck sovereignty is today and why it's really, really important, for us to start learning and integrating and initiating ourselves as sovereign beings. So, from the angel books, you did not come here at this time to be lying in your hammocks, drinking the nectar of heaven. You are the transformers of energy. You are built to bring light to where it is dark. You are the one who trained for this time and dreamt of the opportunity to be here when it all happens. Those of you who are hearing these messages, we ask you to please remember who you are and wake up, because you are the warriors of light. Do you think that you came here to rest? We have news for you. We have news for you. You enlightened beings, you love angels out there, you rainbow warriors, you know who you are. You indigo children, you know who you are, right? You know this. And hey, did you want a hug? Are you leaving? Okay. Guess. You're looking for who? Oh, I think she's back there. Some of you maybe, I'm going to read more from the books actually. Some of you become angry. You feel that the spiritual path is a con. You feel that you were betrayed. You ask for peace and you have found more anger than you've ever experienced. We wish to impart to you that it is part of the process and it is essential. You must clear the dark before you move to the light. So I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to go back to it. But I played that song from Thea, right, called Shedding Skins. When she's talking about, when standing in my truth, she's talking about, I gotta remember the words here for a second. I know all the words because it's always stuck in my head, but there's a lot of distractions in the house today. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. I'm trying my best. The moment we start running from the demons in our head, and instead we choose to love them, right? We find our freedom in that. So this is what that's saying, because as a sovereign being, you know that you are a child of God and Goddess. You have a divine inheritance. You are perfect the way you are when you're born, no matter what that looks like when you grow up, no matter what size your body is, if you're a small person, if you're a tall person, if you're a dark person, if you're a white person. Every person, right, is different. And all of it, all of who we are, is a child of God. So those aspects that we have inside of us that we don't like, that we reject, cause separation from self, separation from sovereignty. Which, I'm going to go back to reading this. The spiritual exposes what you have been hiding. Embrace that which is ugly and love it as part of you as well. So not just physical stuff. I talk a lot about physical stuff on here, right? I talk a lot about body image. I do photography. I work with women, and even women who have modeled their whole lives will come in and be in the studio, and I'll still hear them judging themselves. But this is really about all those other parts of you too, like just things that you hide within that you feel shame and guilt about, right? Embrace that which is ugly and love it as part of you as well. So there is never a judgment as you are on a journey of learning the different aspects of yourself, right? So the angels aren't judging. They're not judging you. You're learning all these different aspects, and it's all sacred and it's all important. Those aspects are at times difficult, and you must come to peace with them as well. We tell you over and over that the most important attribute on this path is to love yourself, as you are parts and pieces of God walking in duality. When you use love with all of your different aspects, your divinity is revealed, and you take the hand of spirit and walk the path that you were intended to walk. Right? So this, it's interesting that this message today is really going out to more of the conscious community, right? We deal with many different, everybody's in a different place in life, right? And as we're bringing this mother energy and birthing this new earth, right? In order to create that balance outside of us, we need to create that balance inside of us. And then come from a place that honors our consciousness and our values, right? So you cannot be manipulated. So I got to think back. I think back to probably like 15 years ago, right? All the power was outside of me. I had to ask questions, pray. I never looked into my own feelings, right? I had to call everybody and talk on the phone for an hour or two. Everybody processes things different, right? But like I always felt like I needed help making decisions in life. Nothing ever just came from me. Like, what is it that I should do? And no absolute energy. So there's a new energy that we're all experiencing. We're coming from a place of 2 or 3-dimensional consciousness into a multi-dimensional consciousness. And that requires a sovereignty, which is really, I don't know if you know what sovereignty means without looking it up. If you know, please post a comment of what it means to you or what you feel or think the definition is, right? Before you hear me go on about it. But it is it's a way of self-governing, right? And we do this through principles, through connecting with our heart. When we're connected with our heart, we're not in judgment. We're not in darkness, right? We're in the energy of love. And when we create from a place of love, we create with things, we put things in the world that are of higher vibration. Not like, I mean, I'm from Vegas, so we can definitely use Vegas as an example of a city that's had to reinvent itself many times over again. It's a city that represents sin, right? They call it Sin City, right? It's a place where you gamble, prostitution, drinking, partying. Now we got marijuana as a big thing. That's Vegas, right? And so it's always having to like reinvent itself, right? Now it's conventions and it's supposed to be sports. We'll see how that goes. We got a new stadium built here. And that's all fine, right? But when we're creating something in the world, when we're putting something out there, what is it really about? What is it that we're really trying to do? And as we have this time, we have a lot of time right now. Many people are just on lockdown and we're just sitting in our homes, right? This is a good time to really do that work and find out what it is that's important to you. Find out if it's really worth it for you to be doing all this running around. I'm very sad this week, Mel Nowry. She's been my makeup artist, my hair and makeup artist for my photography business since I got going in November. She's been doing a lot of jobs with me, and she's a single mom. She has one daughter, and they have to move back to Louisiana with her parents, right? Everything is changing in Vegas, and a lot of people are already having to move, and a lot of people are already losing their businesses. This is happening now. And she'll be gone this week, and I'm really sad. But I'm always sad when people leave. And what was my point about her? Damn, I'm on one today. It is Moon Day. I did have my coffee though. So I'm gonna just stop that right there. Always on Monday, my shows tend to be a little bit sloppy. I do have 2 interviews this week, and I want to tell you guys about that too. I have an interview with Theo Hansen on Wednesday. He runs the site, I think it's called Vegan Bastard, right? And he's really he's fun and goofy, but he is so he just cuts you like a knife. He does, he's really good at presenting facts and evidence and science. I know you guys love that and you eat that up for lunch. So, and he's been a great friend of mine for many, many years. He's a successful business entrepreneur. He's a successful speaker. He does an awful lot for his community. He's got a wonderful wife, Kim. They've been married, I don't know how many years, but a lot of years, many years, over 20. I'm sure they already have grandchildren. They're a beautiful family. They opened a healing retreat center in Costa Rica where they help people reverse their own cancer by healing their bodies. In fact, they have a story where his wife, Kim, right, she healed herself. A lot of it's through vegan diet. So we're going to get to talk to Theo on Wednesday. So it's going to be super exciting. Definitely hang out for that. And then Friday, I'll be talking to Bob Shannon. He's from here in Vegas, and we're going to talk about conscious business creation. So this week really is about conscious creation. It doesn't really matter where you're at with all this consciousness, right? When you create something, where are you coming from? What is it all about? What's your why? What is your reason for doing it, right? If you're doing it to make a lot of money, that's cool. That's cool. But it's not the same as being a conscious creator where you're doing something for a purpose and you're dedicate to that mission, to that purpose, right? And then allow it to unfold. If it's a good purpose and people like it and they resonate with it and it has value, right? It's going to take off. So there's a really good book called Start With Why. Who's the author? I don't know off the top of my head. I could Google it, I guess. You guys probably already know about the book. It's a big book. Start With Why. There. It's by, oops. What the fuckity fuck. Anyway, guys, it's Moon Day. Who's on with me? Say hi. I also got a new book in the mail too. I don't know if you guys have heard of this book. This one's probably way out of most people's league, but I mean, I won't say it's out of the league, but it was the Sophia Code, right? I totally bought this book. Like, I've known about this book, but I bought it because I had never read this part right here before. The Living Transmission from the Sophia Dragon Tribe. And I was like, oh, the Dragon Tribe, right? Like, hey, that's me. I'm Dragon Goddess 777. And the code, it's so funny. These are like gene codes, or they're not gene codes, but like, yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys about this stuff, but later on down the road, right? It does talk a lot about sovereignty. And I think that's why I wanted to bring it up on the show today. Is sovereignty was like a very key word here. I wanted to show you that the dragon section. I was just kind of reading through it this morning. It's very, very interesting. The Sophia Dragons, the key code 777, the Sophia Dragon initiation, key code 777. But I see, you can't make this stuff up. So I had that number, like I've been associated with that number. Somebody asked me why, and I said, well, it's like, synchronicity around angels and Christ consciousness, and I resonate or call my energy signature like a dragon goddess, right? Bringing in this like gold light to the world. And here's a whole book about this code, right? That we have in ourselves. That's just awakening, and it awakens through this book. And it's a lot like the angel books in that way, right? It's something that you're taking in, and it's percolating, and it's awakening inside of you. Like it's already programmed inside of you to just awaken. And so it's not just me saying all this crazy stuff, right? Like there's millions of other people experiencing it. And, right, maybe they're drinking the nectar right now. They don't want to get on and do a live video. I hope I'm talking to you. Like, now's the time to bring this stuff to people. It really is. So on the news front, I didn't do a lot of news for this weekend, but have you guys heard of what's going on in New Zealand? Like, are you at all aware of that? And you know what? I think I shared some stuff on Freedom Revolution Network about it, but there's a group that I got invited to, a private group that I've been checking out, and it's kind of the same thing as the Nevada R&R that I'm in, which is the Recall and Reopen Nevada. So this is the same deal for New Zealand, where they're doing a lot of stories that are being censored, and they're sharing a lot of the protests and stuff that are going on there. And it's gnarly, the type of power grabs going on in any of the countries that are related to the World Health Organization or the UN. In fact, countries that are not associated with that now, we're seeing news coming back that they've only had a very small percentage, not on lockdown, but a very small percentage of people who have caught COVID and died from COVID. So I know that there's a lot of polarized and intense narratives out there, and it's just driving people nuts, right? All going back and forth with all this stuff. There's only so much of that I can do. Only so much that I can do before it takes me out of that grounded state where I'm really going to be of better service. So sometimes I can bring you some of that news, and sometimes I just choose not to. I'll just tell you where else you could go to get it. I am posting it a lot on Freedom Revolution Network. A few things on my Instagram, which is dragon_goddess_777. So this has been a crazy morning. I almost feel like I should just do card readings because I've got people in the house. I got guests here. Mel and her daughter are staying here until they move. Sal just took off. I got to head up to the studio and see Rick today so we can do some video work. And it's crazy, man. I had like some structure when I came in with this, and it's just not flowing. There's too much interruption. So I think I'm going to sign off right now, call it a day, unless somebody's on who wants a card reading. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Bumblebee. BJ, Bumblebee. That's funny. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of those power struggles anymore, right? Like I work from home, so I almost live in a lockdown situation anyway. But when I go out and interact with people now, I'm not wearing a mask, and no one's ever been like, bitch, where's your mask? Like, I haven't gotten any crap for it. I'm getting a lot of crap for it for having strong opinions around why we shouldn't be wearing masks. Not talking about like people who need it in their profession, but just as a healthy person. Why do you want to block the oxygen? Like, your oxygen is your number one nutrient. People don't, like, really cover your mouth and hook yourself up to a machine that can see how much oxygen is in your body with a mask and without a mask. I guarantee you're going to see a drop, right? And that's bad. That's really bad. That's a bad thing. And we'll talk about masks with Theo, and you'll like it. Theo is he's entertaining. You guys will absolutely love the interview on Wednesday. And check out, especially if you're a business owner, check out the interview on Friday. That's going to be with Bob Shannon. I love this man. He's definitely coming from his heart when it comes to creating integrity structures within your business. So that's it. I guess that's all I really want to share today. Like I said, I had a really rough weekend processing some things. I stepped out, like, here we are. We're starting a revolution. I'm not afraid of being small. I'm not playing small anymore. I'm failing forward. I'm openly making mistakes and learning from them. And I'm not saying that it's a mistake to go and throw my opinions around on Facebook and get a lot of shit for it and lose friends. But like, come on. Somebody, I piss off a bunch of hornets and get 100 comments, right? Like, I can't even keep up with that, and it's not an enjoyable energy at all. And there's others, right, who are doing the same thing as me, who have far more credibility and far more connection to like the things most people like cognitively, as far as facts and doctors coming out and blowing the whistle. Like, the truth's out there. It's out there. Those people are getting the same thing. And how am I supposed to inspire people to be in their hearts if I'm just creating the same energy that's going on, right? So I was in a conscious business school. I'm not really going to mention any names. I kind of like deleted it off my profile. And this is where I wanted to not that I wanted to do it. The angels were the ones that brought me the chapter on drinking the nectar, right? But I was connected to the groups that were connected to this school. And this is a school that I invested money in, followed, read, consumed, engaged in, shared, promoted, got other people excited about. And without explanation, I got like blocked from both groups. One group was the school group, and I got an explanation for that, and it was basically like, pay more money if you want to be in there. And the free group one, just no explanation, just blocked. And so for something that I was so like, my heart was so heavily into for like 2 years, it was jarring to say the least. And that's something that that I've been processing, right? And so we come back to that drinking of nectar, and it really is. People have talked about this before, the spiritual community and their whitewashing, and like, some people can achieve other levels of different things better than others, right? I still struggle with addictions. I carry a high vibe in my cells, right? And so some other people are really good at, like Theo and his wife, they're really good at keeping their channels clear from vegan lifestyle, right? Some people can do that. Everybody's in a different place. But you get I feel like I get a lot of judgment from the spiritual community, like that I'm just not good enough, or I don't know. You have to process these things when you don't get an explanation, and it kind of makes you go, because I'm going to a conscious school that's teaching me how to start a revolution, be disruptive, don't play small, get on, do live videos. Then suddenly I start doing it, and suddenly I'm not part of a group anymore. And there's just things that make you go, right? Is consciousness is what we're moving towards, is a unity consciousness, and really, that's I just have to look at it and say that's not what I want to be about. I want to be more inclusive. I want to be more about the mother energy, about loving and nurturing and showing the love that I have in my heart, the love that's been inspired in me. And what's funny is but can share those things online, right? And they're like, if you're going by vanity metrics, then it doesn't always look so good, right? I put out these beautiful images of angels that I make, or I put out like a personal reflection or story, and then if I post more opinionated stuff, right, I get a bunch of engagement, right? Tons of likes, tons of engagement, right? Something about principle and consciousness, and it's like glazed over. So it feels kind of frustrating sometimes, like, how am I going to get this out to people? I spoke with Dror Ashua again, and I said, hey, it'd be really cool. I don't know if we're discussing it. It may or may not happen, right? But we'll see, about kind of taking some principles from the angel books and creating some cards out of them. So I've been playing around with my photography with that too. So that being said, I am ordering some angel wings. I get some right here. This is like a little one, kind of cool. But I'm going to get some big angel wings. I've just been shopping around for them now. And I'm going to do mini sessions with the angel wings. And the mini sessions will include like an angel initiative meditation, right? So now I'm going to include with my photography way more of a nurturing type of package, right? You can still come in and it'll be a low or no fee, a little bit of makeup. We're not going to go crazy with makeup like we do in boudoir, because it's mostly about lighting and creating that beautiful angelic image that you are, and helping you to really embody it and feel it. So that's coming. I'm sitting with it, right? I'm doing the opposite of what I usually do, which is I get an idea and I'm hot action and I'm all over it and I'm building it and I'm putting money towards it. And this time I'm taking my time, shopping around for wings. I'm just moving slow. So it'll be out when it's out. I'll announce it. In the meantime, what's brewing in the womb to come out for the summer. My laptop is about to die. I need to plug it in. Oh, thanks, Allie. Yeah, I know. Like, one thing that I do know when I share my photography, it has its own light transmission, right? It has its own way of like people can see what I'm talking about, and it does inspire, and it does um, bring across my message a little bit better, I think. But that being said, it is also Freedom Revolution Network, and I do need to come in here and talk about news that's being censored. I just didn't feel like it today. It's Moon Day, right? These are not my strongest broadcast days. Sal's off, so I sent him into the desert, and I want to be out there with him in the desert on his day off. And I got guests here and stuff, so all morning it's going on around me. So that's it. It's going to be a really short show today. Definitely come on Wednesday. You'll have Theo on there. It'll be super entertaining. And Bob's going to be great when we talk to Bob on Friday. That's going to help a lot of you who are creating businesses right now. And we're going to talk about putting that conscious creation together. Yeah, it's not a news day vibe today. It is not. Like, I'm kind of burned out. I think a lot of people are burned out. We're getting a ton blasted at us all the time, and it's time for a break. It's time to just center ourselves in love, get our hearts open again. I need that. Like, I've been working on that the past couple days, like just feeling my feet on the ground, feeling myself in the moment, remembering that the dark cannot overtake the light, right? The dark is passive, and the light has the bias, and it has a big bias. So the more that we shine out love and light, right, the more we transform the world the way that we're all feeling frustrated because we want it to go that way. So for those of you who are drinking the nectar, it's time to get out of the hammock and do the work. That's what we came here for, and we waited thousands of years, and we've been training thousands of years, and now our cells are waking up, and we're remembering, and it's time to get to work. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, it's time to wake up. You have cells that are going to be awakening inside of you. You have towers that are about to collapse, and you know it, and you see people, it's happening all around you right now. This is a big time for big change. So it's really important we all bind together. Where we go one, we go all. It's a huge political war, guys. Don't eat that up this week. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. But we'll get plenty wound up with Theo on Wednesday, and then we'll bring it cool. We'll cool it off with Bob Shannon, because he'll be able to give you some really good. Both of us, I think, can give you guys some good structure, right, on how to like rethink your businesses as an entrepreneur, or if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, right? Where's your starting point? What's your why? And so that's coming this week. That's better than what you're getting today, since you're getting some choppy transmission from me, right? But why is it choppy? I felt choppy. I've been disrupted. My energy field got disrupted. I got hurt about what happened over the weekend and was processing that. And whenever I go through a process too, I get very sleepy. I need time to like sleep, to give my body rest, because you know how it is, your monkey minds, and when you get in a monkey mind, it's draining, right? So it's getting out of that head, getting back into the body, getting back into the present moment. I'm human too, right? I'm telling you guys, I'm making mistakes and I'm learning from it. Sometimes slow, sometimes fast. Sometimes I have to make a mistake over and over again. We're all in different places. But I'm here, I'm showing up for myself, showing up for you guys. I believe this stuff. Like, it's not just a belief. Like, I know it. I shine it. I live it. I eat it, feel it. I live and breathe it. And others see it in me as well. We're all coming into a great awakening. I do need some joy. Thank you. I do need some joy. I get so much of it from photography, and that helped me get through the weekend as well. I had a shoot on Friday with one of my friends who's a belly dancer, and actually it was like, I thought it was going to be more sad than it was, but she came in great spirits. She just lost her husband of 18 years and 2 months ago. and she had a special henna gal who was going to do white henna, and she was going to wear her wedding dress, which was actually, it was funny, it was actually a belly dancing costume, but she had like a corset that she got married in, and then it was like this great reveal at her wedding where she did belly dancing. She's like an instructor belly dancer, she's amazing. Anyway, I asked her if I could play with some of her photos, right, and make angel photos out of them. And I could tell you that was like the best part of my weekend. The best part of my weekend was playing with those photos. I think I shared them, right, and like creating art out of them and adding wings, and like it was like, okay, this is, I need to focus more on this, right, and like less on what's just creating people's arguing back and forth. Like, it's not serving us. It really isn't. Somehow I'm still fine with myself that it's important. So you can see I'm still failing forward. But the most important thing for this week is just know stuff's getting censored, but let it go. Just let it go, right? Let's all just find some peace, some love, some grounding, and like recalibrate, come back, try again. Oh, past in her 70s. Thanks for sharing that, BJ. I have her same client. She has a DVD that she sells on Amazon. And I have that DVD, and I keep thinking I need to pop it in there and learn how to belly dance because it's been something that's calling to me, right? I'm going to tell you guys this. It's a little vulnerable, but I don't care. I'm tough when it comes to sharing vulnerability. But when I talk about health, when I talk about detoxing our bodies, getting connected with our bodies in a way that's conscious, right? It's funny coming from someone like me, right, who smokes weed, has a sugar addiction. I've cut way back on alcohol, but I still drink alcohol occasionally. Hey, Avi, you want to come give me a hug? Are you leaving? I'm getting a hug from Avi. Excuse me. This is important stuff. Hey. This is Mel's beautiful daughter. That's okay. Oh, I love love, right? I love love. She's such a sweetheart. Thank you guys for joining me. That's it. See, all the interruptions, it's hard for me to get back into the flow. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday, 9 a.m. Gonna be with Theo. You're gonna love it. I'm going to tell Mel you said that. She's great. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Remember to take care of yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, I was going to tell you guys. I'm just going to go to Sprouts this weekend and start transitioning my diet over to getting myself ready for a cleanse. Because what I was going to say is that all that consciousness that I did, it got me to such a good physical level, right? That when I moved to Vegas, I just played. I just had fun. Just let myself go, and I didn't really have any consequences for a while, and that's now caught up and bit me in the ass. So it's time for me really to, in my own way, right? Like just be checking off those boxes. What is it that I know that I'm doing that's bad for myself, and why am I doing the thing, right? So a good way for me to go through that process is juicing, juice fasting. I don't recommend that for everybody. If it calls to you, we can talk about it. Mel likes it. She's on her way out too, so I might give her a hug. Anyway, so that's happening this week. So I don't know how my broadcasts are going to be when I'm juicing. That'll be really interesting because cognitively I'm like, when I'm juicing. You need a hug? Yeah. All right. Hi, Mel. I talked about you on my show. This is Mel, everybody. You can move. Not sad. She's moving. That being said, I'm also looking for another hair and makeup person. I do have one guy. He's great, and I definitely want to use him for just my boudoir shoots. But I'm looking for someone to do mini sessions with me on the angel front. So great. That's my transmission today. I'm creating new packages so that I have a bigger reach for people. I'm still offering oracle card readings, and I'm surprised people are still contacting me to do readings. I love them. So I have lots of availability this week if any of you guys looking for a reading. have something coming up. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you so much. Take care. Blessings. Bye-bye.